It is so important to restore ourselves as we move forward in our unyielding search and determination to bring my daughter home.
Welcome to Reporter Room with Jessica Della Davies.
Welcome to Reporter Room. My name is Jessica Della Davies, and I'm an investigative journalist. Today, we are past 10 days in the disappearance of Kiley Rodni, and we still don't have answers. Did Kiley and Sammy have some kind of disagreement? Because why didn't they leave the party together? If Sammy really believed that Kiley was too intoxicated to drive, then why not take Kiley with her? Why not take her with whoever Sammy left the party with? Also, there's been talk that Kiley would have stayed and slept in the woods. And I'm going to address this in a moment, so please stay with me. Another problematic statement by Sammy is that she says that when Kiley arrived to her right away and they were hanging out together for the majority of the night. So why did Sammy identify Kiley as wearing a black bodysuit, a tank-style black bodysuit, and not the pink and white sweatshirt that law enforcement is now saying Kiley had been photographed in? Did Kiley put this on after Sammy left the party? This reminds me a lot of the park abductions in the Ted Bundy case, if it does turn out to be an abduction. You may recall that Ted Bundy abducted 2 women from a park filled with people. He managed to lure the first woman away by asking for help with his boat, and he lured a second woman away the same day at the same party. So he managed to abduct 2 women from a crowded party using trickery. Could this have happened at this party? Let's go through the mysterious disappearance of 16-year-old Kiley Rodni. Before we go any further, please know that everything I'm sharing with you today is my opinion, and opinions are not facts. So please do your own research and don't send any negativity to anyone. This video is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Before we go any further, also, could you please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and give this video a thumbs up so I know you are here. I'm going to share more about the 2 Ted Bundy abductions in a moment, so please stay with me. Let's get back to Sammy for a second. Sammy says she would break off from Kiley, and Kiley would also break off from her for a few moments, go hang out with other people, but then they would come back together. Sammy also made a very big emphasis on the fact that she and Kiley were drinking out of the same cup. I have a red flag on this, because why would it be so important for Sammy to let everyone know that she and Kiley were drinking from the same cup? I'm not accusing Sammy of anything. I'm just trying to figure out why she's saying certain things and why certain decisions were made that night. So Sammy has emphasized the fact that she and Kiley were hanging out together during the party. And so what happened when it was time for them to leave? This is all designed, Sammy's conversations are all designed to make Sammy look great, like she's looking out for Kiley. But the problem is, she ultimately leaves Kiley, who again, she says it's because Kiley is too intoxicated to drive her home. So if Kiley's intoxicated, why didn't Sammy remain with Kiley or take Kiley with her when she left the party? Also, who was driving Sammy at home? I want to talk about the camping theory in a moment because I think it's super sketchy, so please stay with me. Sammy also describes the party size as becoming bigger around 10:30 p.m. and she talks about feeling overwhelmed. My question is that if she was so overwhelmed, why didn't she just leave the party at 10:30? Why stay? And I believe her when she says the party got really big, and it brings me to the fact that there were these older males that probably found out about this party on social media and showed up. So again, why didn't Sammy make sure Kiley got home if she knew Kiley was intoxicated and there were strangers at the party? And I understand Sammy is young and her youth may have played a role in why she didn't stay. I'm certainly not blaming her. I just want to know the answers to these questions because this seems like it could have been prevented if the girls had stayed together. Let's talk about the Ted Bundy abductions. Ted Bundy was also attending a party at a park called Lake Sami Smith State Park, and he was a predator prowling for young women. Several witnesses reported seeing a good-looking man with his arm in a sling asking women to help him with a sailboat. Although several refused to help, Janice Ott, who was only 23 years old, agreed to help Ted Bundy. She accompanied him to his light-colored VW Beetle, and although there was no sailboat with the car, he convinced her it was located just a short distance away, and she agreed to go with him. She was never seen alive again. A few hours later, Ted Bundy returns to the parking lot at the exact same party and started his same ruse all over again. He was asking young, attractive women for help with his sailboat, and this time, 19-year-old Denise Naslund agreed to help him, and Denise was never seen again either. So both women were never seen alive after being in the presence of Ted Bundy, and their bodies were found dumped along the side of a service road near Issaquah. So it's important to determine who the strangers were at this party, and I have no doubt that law enforcement is working on that. Some of the males were described as being in their 40s, and again, why were they attending this senior farewell party? So I want to talk about the whole camping thing. Let's talk about staying the night at the campground, because I don't think this scenario is something that makes sense. I don't believe that Kiley would have spent the night alone at a campground with a bunch of people partying nearby. This doesn't make any sense to me, especially in light of the fact that she told her mother that she would be leaving the party in 45 minutes. If Kiley was planning to spend the night, she would have definitely texted to let her mother know. Don't you think? I'm also questioning who the person was that actually texted Kiley's mom. We know from the Brian Laundrie Gabby Petito case that Brian sent a text message to buy himself more time to Gabby's mom. He posed as Gabby and texted Gabby's mom. This put the whole Gabby Petito case into a different timeline until law enforcement figured it out. Did that happen in the Kiley Rodni disappearance? We know Kiley left home in a sweatshirt that she borrowed. We know Sammy describes Kiley in a black tank bodysuit, and we know now that Kiley was seen wearing a pink and white sweatshirt on videos that were given to the police by caring party goers. Please encourage people to call any tips into the Placer County Sheriff's Office at 530-886-5375. There is a $75,000 reward. And I want to talk about Jagger Westfall for a second. A lot of people have been in the comment section talking about how suspicious Kiley's ex-boyfriend Jagger Westfall is. However, we can clear him because he was 4 hours away during the party and also with his father. So Jagger really was just a young kid trying to help find Kiley. And I think Sammy is probably honestly trying to find Kiley too. Subscribe, help spread the word about missing Kiley Rodni by sharing this video far and wide. And thanks for watching.